She said I'm weird, but every time you wanted to take a picture of your surgery, you inbox me.
You weird. I told you how to go get surgery and do that shit kid. For the looks of it, trying to. And then, you ain't even know Tamara. Talking about Tamara loved her for her. She wanted her just like she was, but she went and had a weight loss surgery. You didn't even know that lady. What the fuck?
That came out your mouth.
You got everybody liked it when I was 400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was 400.
This girl right here.
Zoe!
Oh,
is this you right here in the white car, Miss Mamas? Come on. You said you wanted to fight. You came over here. Come on. You said you wanted to fight. Come fight. Ain't no police coming, no none of that. She done brought her goofy all the way over to this goddamn girl house, gonna get beat up. Nah, this we at home. We at home and our shit. All right, what's he? You came over here to attack her. Someone call 911. You better hurry up. Let me call the police. Let me call the police.
A simple, unspoken rule governs conflict. Never escalate it by going to their door. Once you step onto their territory, the balance shifts, and the consequences become utterly unpredictable. But in the age of social media, that rule is broken every single day for the most toxic reason of all: clout. On November 5th, 2024, 34-year-old photographer Lauren Martin made the fatal drive to Sanford, Florida, to settle an argument that started over a refused refund. The woman waiting for her, 35-year-old Tyler, was live-streaming the entire encounter. What began as a ridiculous Facebook feud between two mothers, one armed with insults, the other with a baseball bat, ended with a chilling command, 2 gunshots, and Lauren been unalive in the street. The question isn't just how a childish conflict over a photo shoot spiraled into murder. The terrifying truth lies in a single, devastating detail: premeditation. Savon was winning the fistfight, so why did she reach for the hidden weapon? And why did her partner, Pringle, broadcast the whole thing, cheering on the shooter? This is the story of an online war that demanded a deadly, real-world audience, and the terrifying price of ego. Before the name Lauren Martin was everywhere in the news, she was known simply as a hard worker and a dedicated mother. Lauren, who sometimes went by Bubbles, was a freelance photographer. Think of her as a creative hustler. She had her own small business called Photos by Lady Photography. Her goal was simple: to help other people look great and feel good about themselves. Lauren's life was all about her 3 children. She was always working, always trying to make a better life for them. She used social media the way many small business owners do, to show off her best work and connect with customers. Her online persona was strong and vibrant, but she was also someone who took things personally. When her business or her work was criticized, she fought back. Her social media was a place for work, but also a place where she would defend her name fiercely. When you run a small business, your reputation is everything. You need people to like you and trust your work so they will pay you money. So when a customer challenged her work, it felt like an attack on her whole life, her income, her passion, and her ability to provide for her kids. This feeling of being attacked, of having to defend her reputation, would later drive her to make the worst decision of her life. But that wasn't the only ego at play in this story.
She said I'm weird, but every time you wanted to take a picture of your surgery, you inbox me.
You weird. I told you how to go get surgery and do that shit kid. For the looks of it, trying to. And then, you ain't even know Tamara. Talking about Tamara loved her for her. She wanted her just like she was, but she went and had a weight loss surgery. You didn't even know that lady. What the fuck?
That came out your mouth.
Savon Tyler was another type of hustler. She was a mother of 4, and she wasn't running just one small business. She was running several. Savon was a true entrepreneur. She had a tax preparation service, helping people file their yearly taxes, and she also ran a food business. Her partner, Pringle, was often by her side, helping to run things and supporting her online. Savon's online presence was powerful. She presented herself as a boss, a successful woman who had earned everything she had. She was tough, confident, and very protective of her image and her family. When people followed Savon, they saw someone who was not afraid to speak her mind or challenge anyone who seemed to disrespect her. For Savon, her reputation wasn't just about getting new customers. It was about showing everyone that she was not to be messed with. For two women whose whole world was built on their public image and social media popularity, a small disagreement could quickly turn into a huge life-or-death battle. The way they both lived their lives, always online and always defending their brand, created the perfect, explosive environment for this tragedy. Now, let's go back to the tiny spark that lit the flame. The conflict started in the most normal way possible, a simple business deal. Savon hired Lauren to do a professional photo shoot. These pictures were important. They were meant to promote Savon's businesses, her food, or maybe her tax service. They were supposed to make her look good. But when Savon got the final pictures, she hated them. Reports claim she felt the poses were awkward and the angles were unflattering. She felt the pictures made her look bad, and when she shared some of them online, her followers noticed and commented. This was a direct hit to the strong image she worked so hard to keep up. Savon felt she didn't get what she paid for, so she did what anyone would do. She asked for her money back. She demanded a refund. Lauren, the photographer, refused. Maybe she felt she did her job. Maybe she felt Savon was being too critical. We don't know for sure, but we know the refusal was the point of no return. The small argument over a few $100s and some bad photos immediately moved from private text messages to the biggest, loudest stage they both knew, Facebook. But that wasn't the whole story, and the fight would quickly spiral far beyond business. The moment the refund was refused, the gloves came off. Both Lauren and Savon took to Facebook, using their personal pages and live streams to blast each other. The fight went public in a huge way. It stopped being about the quality of the photos and quickly became a personal attack. They started calling each other names. They accused each other of being jealous or being bad mothers. They started attacking each other's businesses. Lauren said Savon charged too much for tax services. Savon said Lauren was a hater who was clocking her life. Think about a small argument you have with a friend. But now imagine doing it in front of 1,000 people. Each time someone left a comment, a like or a laugh or a piece of advice, it fueled the fire. The comments made the women feel like they had an audience, like they had to win the argument to save their reputation. Two male hosts on Facebook even tried to get them on a video call to settle things, but it failed completely. All they could see was that the hate was too strong and the egos were too big. One of the hosts would later say it was clear that the feud was not about food or taxes. It was mother hate. But what happened next would shock everyone. The online war went on for weeks, but it reached a peak on November 1st. Savon and Leavia went live on Facebook for hours. They were ready to talk about the drama, and they weren't holding back. They spoke directly to Lauren, daring her and taunting her in front of their large audience. Savon defended her business loudly and completely, saying Lauren was a liar and jealous. She even mocked Lauren's photography business with a nasty, sarcastic advertisement. It was pure, unfiltered public shaming. Savon didn't just throw insults. She made threats. She claimed she was already getting the paperwork ready to sue Lauren. She was going to sue her for playing with her name and her business. She made it clear that she wanted Lauren to see the stream and that she wanted a response. This wasn't just talking. This was actively baiting someone, challenging them to show up and face them. They made the conflict personal, public, and impossible for Lauren to ignore. And after days of this public shaming, the pressure became too much. November 5th, 2024, was Election Day. Lauren had just finished voting and returned home to her family. That's when she saw it. Savon and Leavia were live streaming again, still bringing up her name, still mocking her. That was the final push. Lauren started her own live stream from her house. She was completely consumed by rage. You could hear Savon's stream in the background as Lauren moved around her home, clearly agitated. She was saying over and over, "Let me go to Sanford, and I'm en route." She was getting dressed, putting on clothes, and preparing to leave her house. She was getting ready for a physical fight.
Let me go to Sanford. Let me go to Sanford. Cause got me f***ed up. It's all good. I'm not even tripping. I mean, steady sitting up here running her mouth and everything. Then talking about he was, I got him and he was homeless and all this stuff. You still stuck on the fact that you mad because a nigga on me, you mad because you so hurt about this nigga.
She gave me to Valentine's Day with her. I just want to know, can you take my pictures? Can you please take my picture before she leaves me on Valentine's Day? We need somebody to take our Christmas pictures.
But in a moment that would haunt her family forever, a chilling scene was captured on her own video. Her daughter, Zoe, was in the background. The child stood there, silently staring at her mother. Reports suggest the little girl knew something bad was about to happen. Lauren had 3 children, her whole life, and a future to protect. But in that moment, the need to win the online argument, the need to defend her ego, was stronger than her fear. She got in her car and made the drive to the gated community where Savin lived, giving up every advantage and walking straight into a trap.
You got everybody liked it when I was 400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was 400
This girl right here. Zoe!
When Lauren got in her car, Savin and Livia were ready. They were waiting outside their home on Travertine Terrace, still on Facebook Live. They had seen Lauren's threats and knew she was coming. They were waiting for their audience to see the final physical confrontation. As Lauren's white car pulled up, the live stream captured the start of the final conflict. Savin left her safe house, and she was armed. She was carrying a blue, child-sized miniature baseball bat. But the bat was not the only weapon. Here is the one piece of evidence that changes everything in this case: the truth behind the word premeditation. When the police later questioned Savin, she admitted something absolutely shocking. She had left her house with a bat and a 9mm handgun. But instead of keeping the gun on her, she confessed that she had hidden the weapon on an electrical utility box across the street before Lauren even arrived.
Come on, is this you right here in the white car, Miss Mamas? Come on. You said you wanted to fight, you came over here, come on. You said you wanted to fight, come fight. Ain't no police coming, no none of that. She done brought her goofy ass all the way to this goddamn girl house, gonna get beat up. Nah, we at home and our shit. All right, what's this? I'm recording. You want me to hold your phone too? Shit. Bop her goofy ass. Beat her ass. Beat that whole ass of that bitch, baby. Beat her mother. Beat her bitch. Beat her mother. Beat her. You hoes. This what you hoes get. Beat that hoe, baby. Beat that hoe.
I know you ain't just hitting.
Now fire ass up.
Get your ass on.
Hold on.
Get your ass on.
I know you not just hitting.
Move.
I know you ain't just
Move. Protect my motherfucking self.
This lady came over here and attacked her. Yeah. You came over here to attack her.
Get away from me.
Someone call 911. You better hurry up.
Get away from me.
Let me call the police.
And my house.
Let me call the police.
Think about that. She was preparing for a fight. She knew she might need the weapon. By hiding it and setting it up where she could easily grab it, she was showing that she had a plan. This wasn't a sudden action. This was planned out. This was the exact definition of premeditation. She was setting a trap, ready to escalate the fight to the highest possible level. The confrontation exploded in the middle of the street. Livia kept filming, recording every terrible moment. The women began fighting, hands, fists, and the bat flying. At first, Lauren seemed to be winning. She managed to grab the bat away from Savin. Now, Lauren held the only weapon. This was the moment Savin had a clear path to retreat. Her house was only a few feet away. She could have run inside, locked the door, and called the police. She was safe, but Savin did not retreat. Instead, she ran across the street to the electrical box. She retrieved the DMN hidden gun, the one she had pre-positioned. As Savin pointed the gun, you can hear Livia's voice over the live stream. Instead of asking Savin to stop, Livia is heard yelling the command, to shoot. Savin fired the gun. Then she fired a second time. One bullet hit Lauren's forearm. The other went into her lower abdomen, causing terrible injuries. Lauren collapsed right there in the roadway. The entire incident was over in seconds. Livia, still filming, then frantically called 911. not out of concern for Lauren, but out of concern for their image. She could be heard saying they needed to call the police so people wouldn't say they let her die. Police arrived very quickly. Lauren was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She had passed away from her injuries. Savon Tyler was immediately taken to the station for questioning. What Savon told the detectives was a total disaster for her legal case. She agreed to talk without a lawyer and even gave a DMN reenactment of the shooting. When asked why she used the gun, she gave 3 completely different stories that did not make sense together. First, she said she was afraid of the bat, the one Lauren was holding, but then she admitted that, in that moment, she was not actually afraid of the bat. Second, she said she thought Lauren might have a weapon hidden on her, but she had no proof of that. Third, she said she was worried about her children inside the house, but she had walked out of the house to start the fight. Police knew the truth was in the videos and in her confession. The evidence was clear. Savon had left her safe house. She chose to fight, and she pre-positioned the weapon. This was not self-defense. This was a planned action. The state attorney's office agreed. Savon Shante Tyler was charged with first-degree premeditated murder, which is the most serious charge you can get.
Find probable cause for first-degree premeditated murder. Your bond is going to be none.
Shot dead, according to Sanford police, by this woman, Savon Shante Tyler.
The legal trouble did not end with Savon. Investigators had heard Levia Pringle's voice on the live stream. She had filmed the whole thing and actively encouraged Savon to shoot. Because of this, Levia was also arrested and charged. She was charged as a principal in the first degree to first-degree premeditated murder. In simple terms, this means that even though she did not pull the trigger, the police believed she was fully responsible for the crime because she helped plan it and commanded the shooter to act. Savon's lawyers will try to argue for Florida's Stand Your Ground law. This law says you can use deadly force if you feel you are in danger and have no way to safely escape. But legal experts say this defense has huge holes because of Savon's own actions. She walked out of her safe home to fight. She was winning the physical fight, and she used a weapon she had pre-planned to use. She created the danger herself. Today, both Savon and Levia sit in jail, waiting for their trial. But the biggest tragedy is the aftermath. Between the two women, there are 7 children who have lost their mothers. 3 children lost their mother, Lauren, forever. 4 children have their mother, Savon, locked away in jail. This senseless fight over a photo shoot has left 2 families devastated and 7 children motherless.
That was my niece, my best friend, my diary. We talked all the time. We didn't even have to have anything to talk about. Online and made a comment, and then the other person went online and made a comment, and then it was just back and forth, and it spiraled out of control.
This story is a terrible lesson about the power of social media and online ego. The platforms we use every day can turn small disagreements into a public performance, making people feel like they must win the argument at any cost. Lauren went to Savon's house because she felt disrespected online. Savon used a hidden weapon because she felt her image was threatened. They were both fighting for their pride, for their reputation, for that feeling of being right on Facebook. They were fighting for clout. Likes and comments don't matter when you are gone. Winning an argument online is absolutely not worth leaving your children without a parent. Defending your reputation is not worth decades in prison. If you take anything from this story, let it be this: your ego is not worth your life. Block them, mute them, ignore them, walk away. Because the alternative, the real alternative, is this: it's death, it's prison, it's motherless children and families who will never be the same. And the most haunting question of all remains: what was worth dying for? What was worth killing for?